Okay. Initially, I received the call from 911 that exactly what had happened, and that was at 12:40 that morning. That's when 911 received the call. Our chief investigator and our investigators, from talking to Mr. Parker, we believe, and this also is accounted from one of the neighbors that lived next door, saw a door open, which was somewhat odd, around the 10 o'clock hour. We know, and along with what Mr. Parker was saying, it took him quite a while to get to where he could get to a phone and call for it. We believe this probably happened somewhere around the 10 o'clock hour. We get the call around 12:40. Okay, when we get there, obviously, I think y'all know, we've got one of the subjects, one of the victims, Mr. and Ms. Parker, that are air evacuated to Baptist South. The other one was taken by ambulance. Okay, they're both at Baptist South now. She's still in critical shape. I just heard one of the guys out there say that she's turning for the worse. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't had anybody call us and tell us they're supposed to call us if something bad or good happens. They're going to let us know. Yeah. But I think Mr. Parker, according to his son that I talked to late last night, he is someone that is stabilizing a little bit. He's getting a little bit more stable. Okay. But I believe after we started the, if you want to call it a manhunt for him, Kevin, I believe you had a good bit of people over there in the Tallahassee area outside the family that knew what had happened, and they were very desirous, I think, of trying to help us. We had learned that he had a girlfriend. We knew about where she stayed. We knew his cell phone. The brother was somewhat helpful. He tried to do what he could to tell us that, hey, he was supposed to come work with him Monday. He didn't show up. He seemed to think that he might have fallen back into some drug abuse trouble. He wasn't sure, but he didn't think it would be anything bizarre for him to have those kind of problems again. Yeah. We had heard talk from some of the people over there that he was somewhat suicidal, that he was not going to be coming back to anybody's jail to do any time because he wasn't going back and do time anymore. Right. Because he'd been in and out of prison. Now, we learned from that he had a prior assault and robbery in Macon County, and he gotten out in March of 2006. I'm talking to RH today. My investigators run an extensive background. He's got 3 prior felonies that we know of. So he's obviously looking at the long ride if he's convicted of this one. Somewhat concerned about his state of mind over there in jail. Obviously, he knows he's messed up. He knows that he's probably looking at the long ride. I don't know what he's thinking and running through his mind. Usually, for the most part, time will heal a lot of that, and people that are very anxious when they first come in jail. But from us talking to him yesterday, eventually the investigator that was the primary investigator that was assigned to interview him found out that Mr. Dumas is pretty much self-admits that, hey, I've got a crack cocaine problem, and he goes on to say that he can't handle it. It wasn't something he could control. He went in the house. He doesn't know why he assaulted them, but he realizes he did. He said, quote unquote, something came over me. And from him saying that, obviously, along with the fact that he did say that he took Mr. Parker's wallet, we know that the wallet, according to him, had just over $200 in it. This makes the burglary and the attempted murder also a robbery. If someone dies in the commission of committing that robbery, then this offense that we got is going to turn into a capital offense. That's why we're very closely watching the welfare of Mr. and Ms. Parker. But she seems to be a little bit more deeper in the woods than Mr. Parker. When he came in, we knew that he was on parole, and they have one thing that they didn't cover in court in there, Kevin, is that he also has a parole violation now. and there's no bond on that. So irregardless if he was able to make bond, the parole violation is going to speak for itself.
Okay.
But he won't be able to go. When he came in, pardon and parole immediately did a drug test.
Okay.
And they found out from that he did in fact test positive for cocaine.
Okay.
So from him saying that he does have a crack cocaine problem, that pretty much is on base with everything. I believe that what I found somewhat bizarre, found this out, one of the investigators is trying to help us in another division, called to tell me during the manhunt, said, hey, I want to let you know we found something that's somewhat bizarre. This man reported $63,000 as income when he worked with Capital Container. Now, I saw where Mr. Dumas had filled out an application and it actually put where he made $15 an hour with them upon him leaving. I don't know if there was some overtime involved in that. I do not know. I know that $15 an hour is not going to get him to $63,000. So I don't know if he had a sideline business or what, but I thought it was somewhat odd that he would steal $200 from Mr. Barker. You know, somebody's making $63,000 a year. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But I guess he had smoked up the $200 by the time we get him, 12 hours later at 1 o'clock that afternoon, or 1 o'clock that morning.